Who is included in my competition? Do I measure myself versus my competition? How? Is Subway a competitor of McDonald's? Is Starbucks? How about Burger King? Oh, that's easy. We know it is. But what about AM/PM? What about actual restaurants? Really confusing, isn't it? Whether you're a seasoned store owner reevaluating your view of your current market, or you're getting ready to bring your offering to the market for the very first time, here are the steps and the tools that will help us put together our own competitive analysis. There are 5 steps to conducting a competitive analysis. The first step is the evaluation criteria. Decide on the major criteria for evaluation based on the most value-creating activities to both your ventures and to your customers. Examples for such criteria can include the price range, the product offering, the technology, the location, etc. Generally, competitive analysis can take on many shapes and forms depending on what we are evaluating. But this should give us a rough idea of what can be included. So who the target customers are, what market share do they currently own, what's their key features and added value, what's their price point, how they approach shipping, if they received any funding, how strong is their brand, how good is their design, what's their customer experience like. Not all of them will be relevant to all your analysis, but some of them might, and you should use them. Based on the criteria we've established, we now move on to the second step, which is the research. Identify the relevant competitors to include in our analysis. You can start by a simple Google search around your offering and idea. Put together a list of diverse competitors that will give you a good look at the competitive landscape. It shouldn't be too narrow, but not too large as well. Our third step is to analyze what we've found. Categorize each one of the competitors as a primary, secondary, or tertiary competitor. This will help us better determine how they all relate to our offering. The primary competitors are the ones that are closest to me, offering similar products or services to my target audience. These are brands that my customer may compare me to. For example, Nike and Adidas are primary competitors. The list of primary competitors should not include more than 7 to 10 ventures. We then move on to secondary competitors, which sell similar products or services but to a different audience. And finally, the tertiary competitors are related brands who may market to the same audience but don't sell the same products as we are, or don't directly compete with us in any way. They may be potential partners or future competitors if they choose to expand their business. But for now, they're not a huge threat for us. Once we've established who our primary competitors are, now it's time for step 4, which is the deep dive. We need to start collecting information and ask ourselves hard questions about our primary competitors versus me. How does their offering solve the pain? How effective are they in addressing the need? How is it different from my offering? Do they offer better value? What is their capacity to provide the solution? How established are they? How strong? Which resources do they have that I don't? Once we've learned more about our competitors' position in the market, what they're offering, etc., now it's time for step 5, create a visual analysis. As we collect data on this group of competitors, we want to keep it organized within a table or a spreadsheet that can easily be shared and updated over time. We can create more than one of these images based on different criteria. For example, a perceptual map or a table that compares me and my position in the market to my immediate competitors. This is an ongoing process. We need to ensure that we are effectively monitoring our competitors on an ongoing basis and updating our view on the competitive landscape as it changes and as it progresses. We want to benchmark ourselves not only to our competition, but also to the industry average. Keeping an eye on our competition helps us anticipate shifts in the market, spot new trends, and successful tactics. It also helps us stay on the cutting edge of what's working within our niche. In order to summarize what we've found about a market and its attractiveness, we use a simple model called SWOT: strength, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities. It's a model to demonstrate our position within the market and is based on external and internal aspects as well as positive and negative. For example, the strength for both McDonald's and Doctors Without Borders are that they're globally recognized brands. McDonald's could be threatened by healthy eating trends, by more options, and for Doctors Without Borders, their high dependency on small donors is definitely a threat I can't be better than everyone in everything. I need to be humble and honest with myself when I conduct a competitive analysis. I need to focus on the things that I feel I can do best and ask myself, is it enough? Am I creating enough value, or should I try something else? Following this market analysis should be able to help us word the threats and opportunities that the market is providing for us. We should then evaluate how attractive the market is. And should we enter it? Is it a good enough market for me to be in? In this unit, we reviewed the market analysis, its components, both on a macro level and an industry level. Knowing the market allows us to respond to market trends and sometimes even predict them so we can prepare accordingly. It also allows us to adapt the offering as needed, decide when to push forward, when to scale back, and maybe even decide the opportunity is not good enough for us. The market is dynamic, and you'll come back to this along the way many times. Knowledge is power, and without knowing our market, our chances of success are slim. In the next unit, you will utilize what you've learned about the market to analyze your own offering, as well as sharpen it based on your market position.